Hi, everyone. My name is Sophie Siegel Bernstein. I'm the Virginia Outreach Coordinator at First Shift. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the protections that you have in the workplace as a recently postpartum person, specifically how to pump in the workplace. Some of the protections I'm going to be talking about are at a local level and some are federal, but everything mentioned today is relevant to Virginia workers specifically. So, the federal law that applies to all workers, no matter what state they live in, states that non exempt hourly employees have the right to time and space to pump breast milk at work for up to 1 year after the baby is born. The exempt workers in this case include a few types of transportation workers, but generally, most hourly employees will have this protection. So, this means that you, as the nursing person, are entitled to a reasonable amount of time to pump, and you're entitled to pump as frequently as necessary. You can be made to clock out unless your employee provides paid breaks to other employees. In terms of the space itself, the space must be sanitary and free from intrusion. This doesn't necessarily mean a locked space, but it should be a space that people don't tend to come in and out of very frequently. The law also states that the space cannot be a bathroom, and the space should also just be generally functional as a space to express breast milk. And that includes things like a chair and outlet. So, moving on to a Virginia specific protection. If you work for an employer who has five or more employees, you're entitled to reasonable accommodations in the workplace related to breastfeeding or pumping. This could look like a private space to express breast milk, which is an overlapping trait from the last protection that we talked about, unpaid breaks to express breast milk, relocation of the employee's work area, or moving to remote work. This is a very non exhaustive list, and it really just depends on the needs of you and your baby. So, when you're requesting an accommodation, your employer may or may not ask for a doctor's note, but the bottom line is that they're allowed to ask for medical documentation. Details should include things like the beginning date of the accommodation, the approximate duration, and the reason for the accommodation. Although the information on the doctor's note definitely does not need to be super invasive and it should just list relevant information. So, if you have any questions about a specific scenario or think you might be experiencing workplace discrimination, please don't hesitate to reach out to our intake line. You can reach us by email or phone number. And lastly, thank you so much for joining me today.